Sustainability versus conveniency. I got my notes. Convenience equals consumerism. Sustainability equals producing. To con, the definition of con, the prefix of convenience and consumerism, to persuade someone to do or believe something, typically by use of a deception, an instance of deceiving or tricking someone. The definition of convenient is something that's easy, less work. The work is done for you, so it's efficient, essentially. If you're eating convenient food, you're not aware, or you don't have anything to do with the production of the food. You are just the consumer of the food. Keep in mind, you have production and you have consumption. It's very dangerous to be the consumer of something that you're not the producer of. Now, there's times where that can be okay. It's cool if you still know the source of the producer, but it can be dangerous if you're a consumer and you don't know the source of the producer. That is where you are conned, deceived, illusion, tricked out the spot. You're consuming something in a state of ignorance because it's convenient for you. You don't actually know where it's coming from. Yakin is okay. He's over there playing. Yeah, convenient food you get from the convenience store or the grocery store, frozen food or whatever. It's made for you. You don't have to do the work, so you're a consumer. You're unaware of what's going into the food. You're unaware of the energy that's being charged into the food because you don't know who's making the food. You don't know if the person who's making the food washed their hands, if they just used the bathroom and washed their butt and didn't clean up. You don't know any of that stuff. Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of star fruit. They just harvested some star fruit. Producing. The tree is the producer and you're consuming from the tree. The source is direct, so you know what's up. So what was I saying? Yeah, you don't know if somebody could have used the bathroom, didn't wash their hands, and you're eating the food. That's dark magic. You could be led to believe that you're eating something that's not even what it is. It could say fish sticks. Get the fish sticks from the grocery store, the frozen section of the grocery store. Heat it up. You're eating it. You think you're eating fish sticks, but it's not just fish. It's not just one type of fish. It could have some mixtures of shrimp. It could have some mixtures of whatever. You don't know because there's fillers in it. You don't know, so you're being conned. You believe you're eating fish sticks, but you don't actually know. They're deceiving you. It's not just fish. Soy, gums, fillers, emulsifiers, all of those things, maltodextrin. You don't even know. It's not just fish. Same thing. There be certain type of ice creams that aren't actually labeled as ice cream. It just says frozen dairy treat because it's not actually ice cream. It doesn't have enough milk and cream to be labeled as real ice cream. So they have to say frozen dairy dessert or frozen dairy treat. But you, the consumer, are being conned to believe that you're eating ice cream. But no, it's not actually ice cream. But if you are producing your own food and you are the source of your own food and you're making your own food, you know exactly what's going in it, you know how it's made, you know who's making it, you know how much you're getting, you know what you're getting. There's no lack. There's no cons. There's no deceptions. But if you're just consuming, you're the consumer and you're not producing anything, you're going to be tricked. You're going to be led to believe something that's not true. It's important, if you are not growing your own food and harvesting it yourself, you're not producing your own food, the second best option, like I said, know the source. Local farmers markets, organic markets, know the source. Otherwise, there's deception. Go to the grocery store, a big name grocery store, Walmart, Target, whatever. Get your vegetables, get your fruits and vegetables. You think you're just eating bell peppers, or you think you're just eating bananas, but you don't know. You don't know if it's genetically modified, if they scientifically created the seed in a lab, if they manipulated it so it can grow big. You don't know none of that stuff because you're not the producer. You're just a consumer. You don't think about it. You think, oh, I'm just eating a bell pepper. Conned. You're being conned. You're being deceived. But if you know the source, you know exactly how it was grown, and you know who grew it. The producer is a giver and the consumer is a taker. And if you're just taking, you're not creating nothing, you're not giving nothing, you're not producing nothing, you're living a very scarce life. There's no type of abundance that comes from that. You're not helping yourself in any way. You're not gaining anything physically, mentally, spiritually. You're going to be getting less nourishment. You didn't actually make the meal yourself. It didn't take any work. In order to receive something of true value in this life, some work has to be put into it. You have to do something. So convenience stores is the downfall of society. There is no more true value. When you're sitting there hungry and you're waiting for your meal to be made, there's gratitude, there's patience, and there's receptivity, grace. But you just go to the fast food restaurant, abuse your dopamine receptors, instantly give them the money, you get the food right away. What is that teaching you? There's no gratitude in that. That's instant gratification, which is extremely damaging to the mind, body, and spirit. Instant gratification is about the worst thing you can do to yourself, because that takes away the divinity of all things. When you're the producer and the consumer, there's a natural balance. There's harmony. I'm eating the food that I make, and I'm nourishing myself. I'm not deceiving myself. On our property, we have abundance of fruits. This isn't our property, but we're just staying here. So yes, we're working towards getting to the level of being complete producers, but we're just doing the best we can and renting this space out from people who actually live this life. So we have abundance of fruits on this property that we're staying on. We're staying on a permaculture farm. So there's all types of things: star fruit, cherries, key limes, regular limes, bitter orange, ackee, sweet sop, what else is there? Cacao. There's abundance of herbs, curry leaf, cranberry hibiscus, neeseberry. What else is there? There's just so much stuff. There's just so much here. Bananas, mangosteen, jackfruit. There's jackfruit here. So there's abundance of things that the land is producing, and we're consuming from the land. The source is the land. That's bliss. That's harmony. That's balance. The source isn't a laboratory. The food wasn't made in a lab. It wasn't made in a factory. That is disharmony. That's demonic. When your food has to be processed and filled with all these things, it's not actually food. That's disharmony. And then you feed that, and then your spirit feeds off of that, and your mind feeds off of that. So there's disharmony in the way you think, and then there's disharmony in the way that you act, because what you consume. When you consume bad food, you have a bad attitude. If you're consuming from the factories, wherever you get your food from is your God. Your source of produce, literally and metaphysically, your source is your God. Your source, the source of power, energy. You will die if you don't eat food. So whatever the source of your food is, that's your life force. So if you eat from the land, fruits, vegetables, grains, all that stuff, you're abundant, you're divine. But if you eat from factories and you eat man-made food and from laboratories, you're a demon. That's demonic behavior. But it's a work in progress. You do what you can do. Of course, obviously, everybody doesn't have access to grow your own food. So that's why I say know the source. Shop locally, local farmers markets. Get it directly from the people who do grow their food, so you can know, so you're not conned, so you're not deceived. Okay, so we talk about sustainability versus conveniency. And to sustain is to withhold life, keep going, but preserve, right? Eating a bag of hot Cheetos chips, right? Eating chips or eating these processed foods, it's convenient for you in the moment. Yeah, you just eating chips, satisfying some form of hunger or whatever, satisfying your taste buds. It's convenient to do that, but it doesn't sustain any source of life. It's convenient for you in the moment. It tastes good, but you're not sustaining your life by eating this type of food. Okay, it's convenient for you in the moment to eat the fish sticks I was talking about, but it's not actually sustaining any type of life, because you look at the ingredients list, you're being conned. As the consumer, you're being conned because you believe, I'm just eating a little harmless bag of chips. It ain't nothing. It's just satisfying my craving. But you look at the ingredients list, it's 100 different ingredients on it. Red 40, yellow 5, blue 8, da-da-da-da-da, maltodextrin, high fructose corn syrup, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The list goes on and on and on. You think you just eating a harmless bag of corn chips. If it's just a harmless bag of corn chips, why is there more ingredients than just corn? Because you as the consumer are being conned based off of your ignorance, based off of your need for conveniency. You're being conned to believe that the way that you're eating, or the food that you're eating, or the decisions that you're making is actually convenient for you, but it's really not convenient for you at all. If it's not sustaining you, it's not convenient. Conveniency actually is not the same thing as efficiency. Two different words, two different definitions. Now, convenient is something that's quick, easy, okay, you don't have to do no work. Something that's efficient is easy, the work is done for you, but it's very methodical and it's beneficial. Now, eating a bag of hot Cheetos and eating fish sticks is not efficient for your body. It's convenient for you, but it's not efficient. Two different things. So just because something is quick and it's easy does not mean that it's beneficial. Sustainability is efficient. It's not convenient. It's very inconvenient. And that's a great thing because you are going to have to work to receive. And that's anything natural in life. That's anything worth having in this life. You have to give to get. And if you're just consuming, you're just getting, but you're not giving anything. Now, what type of life does that lead? You're not going to sustain your life. You're not going to sustain your spirit. You're not going to sustain your health. It's convenient. It's quick. It's cool. Instant gratification, dopamine, perfect. Nummy, pleasure. Focus on the senses, satisfying the taste buds, but not actually fulfilling and sustaining the spirit, cultivating the chi, life force, prana, energy. That's not being fulfilled. It's being drained. And that's greed. That's greed. When you want without doing, when you want without giving, when you want without creating, without producing, that's greed. Again, most important thing, know the source of which you're getting. So I myself personally don't make clothes, yet almost like 95% of my wardrobe is sustainable. Everything is handmade. Everything is artisanal. Then I have things like this, bags like these, handmade in Guatemala, like sustainable organic material. This is going to last. This is durable. Yeah, so versus plastic and polyester and all that stuff that's actually going to imbalance you mentally, physically, and spiritually, because one, it's messing with your endocrine system, disrupting your hormones and all that. Two, it's not breathable for the body, so it's not good for that way at all. And three, it's terrible for the environment because plastic does not decompose. So it's convenient because it's cheap, but it's not sustainable because it doesn't last. Very cheap, poor quality, and again, it doesn't decompose in the environment. So yeah,
just to give a little input in regards to, you know, polyester and plastic. In regards to like polyester and plastic wise, like it's important that you kind of avoid those materials. It's more so just thinking about how it kind of traps the aura, traps a lot of the plasma energy, and it's kind of like dead energy. You definitely want to stick with the more breathable cottons, you know, hemp. Wool is okay. The animal wasn't killed.
Yeah.
Stand on the sustainability tip. And that's just my little 2 cents, you know what I'm saying? Trapping the aura, trapping the spirit.
Because clothes, like CLOTHES and CLOSE, clothes can close your energy off. So if you're wearing organic, natural material, your aura is protruding differently than if you're wearing inorganic material. You're blocking yourself off in many ways. You don't even know. You could be dodging blessings by wearing some type of polyester Nike jacket. Those things all have an effect on you. So it's convenient to just buy the cheap clothing, put it on, or even the expensive clothing for like luxury brands and stuff. That's a part of being conned and deceived because you think just because of it's expensive that it's great quality, but that's not true. You're being deceived. You're being conned.
Word. You got things like aluminum as well, lead, and a lot of those inorganic materials that they use to build houses also plays with the plasma and the spirit, play a role in astral traveling. You know what I'm saying? Think about the spirit, how it's electromagnetic, and then trying to leave aluminum. Aluminum contains, whenever you're trying to contain heat or energy, when you put in food in the, you know, the oven or something like that, you cover it with like aluminum or something like that, you're trapping all of that energy. So like some people may have a hard time dreaming at night, and it could be possibly because the aluminum in the walls, these houses are made with all of these inorganic materials. That if the house is not breathing, then the spirit, i.e. breath, is not breathing. It's all shallow. A lot of people experience blackouts where they don't remember their dreams or they don't have dreaming.
Just go unconscious and wake up.
Yeah.
Ever since we've been here, our dreams have been
Tenfold.
super vivid because there is no windows. It's just
Yeah.
open airflow constantly, plus the organic material.
And all the trees sustaining the breath while we sleep.
Our food is not coming from a factory. It's not coming from across the sea, shipped on a boat. It's not, no, it's all here from the land, directly from the land. And then that's another thing too, another part of conveniency where it'd be like triple washed, ready to eat. You open it up and it still got bugs and dirt on it.
Right.
So it's convenient for you to think, oh, this is already washed. I could just go ahead and cook it up right now. But no, you're being conned, you're being deceived to believe that it's actually clean when it's not.
And the soil is definitely not like it was in the 50s. It's definitely like it was in the 1900s, 1800s. The way the practices of agriculture is now, it's not necessarily as sustained as it was at one point by the matriarch.
In America, there's no femininity because there are no fruit trees, and the fruit trees are feminine.
Exactly.
It's maternal. It's just all patriarch. Male trees aren't bearing any fruit because in America you can't eat for free. You have to pay to live.
That's why I feel like a lot of the homeless epidemic, or the idea of homelessness, because it's like a lot of people don't know how to live off of the land.
Right.
They don't know, so they go beg. They go become beggars.
Because they don't know how to produce. They don't know how to create. All they know is to consume. So they can't sustain their life.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to sustain. They've been living a convenient life this whole time. So, sustainability is not easy. It's not convenient. It takes dedication and it takes persistence. But in the end, it's the more abundant way to go. You're going to sustain your life. You're going to sustain yourself.
Sustainability versus convenience. It's honestly just choosing the choice between whether to want to live or want to die. And how fast you want that process to be.
Because if you're always taking the easy way out, you're always doing the easy, convenient thing, you're not building any strength. So eventually your spirit, your life force is going to give out. It's going to die. But if you take the harder way or the sustainable way, you're going to be sustaining longevity in your life and maintaining that. So of course, it's everybody, some people don't care. Some people don't care. And there's nothing you can do about that. It's just on them.
And don't go by what them old folks be saying, like, you know, they be like,
we all gonna die one day.
Yeah,
we all gonna die. But it's not about how long you live, it's about the quality of your life.
Quality of existence.
So you can't be out here trying to be manifesting your dream life, creating your reality, and you eat piss poor food.
You're gonna miss a note. You would definitely miss a note situationally with consuming things that are not conducive to yourself.
You are what you eat. You're going to attract what you consume. You're going to produce what you consume. So if you're eating the bad food and you're living in a inorganic shelter and you're wearing inorganic clothing, putting inorganic fabric on your body, what are you doing to yourself? You're making yourself a beacon and a signal of darkness, because the opposite of that is divinity, which is natural, sustainable. That's of the Most High. The opposite of that, the life of conveniency, is demonic. So you're making yourself a demonic character, a demonic figure who's going to attract those demonic dark spirits to you, because the opposite of natural is unnatural. Natural is divine, unnatural is demonic. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're okay living a demonic life, do you? But if you know the Most High, the Creator, the divine, the natural, sustainable way, that's the only way to go. That's it.
True.
You can't say you love God and you live an unnatural life. It's not true. That's a facade. It's a fallacy, and it's blasphemy.
You want to live, or you want to...
Eat to live or live to die. It's as simple as that.
That's peace. Y'all got it.
Peace.
Y'all got it.